Hello everyone, Disney Dude here. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and hit that thumbs up if you like the video. So, now I'm going to talk about the new version of EPCOT, the new version of Test Track that's coming to EPCOT in 2025. So, this is actually the third iteration of this ride. The first version of the ride was called World of Motion, and that was a Omnimover dark ride that took you through the world of transportation from the very beginning up to, at that point, the present. So, 1982 present day. And then the second iteration of the ride was, it was updated again in 2012, and it was they got rid of the Omnimover ride system and put in a slot car ride that would take you through a series of vehicle tests. Basically, you are testing a vehicle before it, gets out into the public and people can buy the cars and such. So it was you were basically, you were building your own car, and you were putting it through the rigorous testing requirements for it. So you had weather, and you had braking, and you had speed, and so you had all these different tests that you would go through to see if your vehicle would stand up to the modern day designs. And so a lot of people didn't really care for this version of the ride. It was too what they call black lighting. It was not a lot of not a lot of stuff to see like the original World of Motion. So people were kind of like, it's all right. It's not great, but it's not bad. So, and then with this retheme, they are taking inspiration from the World of Motion and putting that into this new iteration of this ride. We would assume that it is a thrill ride. We don't really have any specifics yet about what it's going to be about, if they're going to keep the same theme, if we're still going to build our own car, if we're going to, still do the rigorous testing requirements. We don't know. We have no idea. All we know is that it's going to draw inspiration from the World of Motion. So here's a thing. Here's a disclaimer. So if you've watched my videos before, I told you that before becoming an annual pass holder, we had never been to EPCOT before. So I had I mean, obviously knew it was there, okay, but we had never been to EPCOT. So I knew nothing about World of Motion. I didn't know anything about the other rides. I didn't know anything about the pavilions. I didn't know anything about EPCOT. I had nothing other than the fact that I knew it was supposed to be a city. It was supposed to, what people don't realize, unless you're hardcore fans like us, is that EPCOT actually stands for something. EPCOT is not just a name. EPCOT is an abbreviation, and it actually means something. So EPCOT means the Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. Okay? That's what it means. And it was supposed to be built as a city. That's what this was about. It was supposed to be built as a functioning city that people would live in, and people would, visit and, have places to live and basically function like a whole city. Okay, and that's where Reedy Creek came in. Okay, Reedy Creek was not built to so Disney could not have high taxes and everything. It was not built for that. Okay, people get their facts all muddled after this whole this whole debacle with Ron DeSantis. People were like, well, Disney just created the district so they didn't have to pay all this taxes and da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. And that is not correct. Okay, that is not correct. Okay, Reedy Creek was built to, it was built for EPCOT. Okay, Reedy Creek was supposed to be, handle all of EPCOT's power and its water and its sewage and all the things that that makes a city function. So that was the idea for Reedy Creek, was when Walt Disney came to Florida and said that I would really like to build a functioning city in your state, and we're going to call it EPCOT. And here's all the things that I propose that we do. The current governor of Florida was like, well, look, we'd love to have you build here. But we don't have the funds for this. We don't have the money to have you have a city in the middle of the state, a functioning city in the middle of the state. We don't have those resources for you. And Walt basically said, well, that's okay. We'll take care of it. We'll take care of this. And so that was the idea behind Reedy Creek. Okay, Reedy Creek was formed to basically handle all of EPCOT's functioning city needs: water, electricity, sewage, anything that a city needed. That's what Reedy Creek was. That was the point of building Reedy Creek, was to function for EPCOT. Okay, so that's why Reedy Creek was built. Unfortunately, Walt passed away, and the idea for EPCOT was basically died with him. And Roy Disney, his brother, not his grandson, but his brother, said, look, I don't think that functioning city idea is going to work. Let's build this as a theme park, but let's build it differently than a theme park. So they built it, the the front of the park is built like a permanent World's Fair, where you would go and you would see all of the technology that was being developed that would help make it would help make the future brighter. Okay, and then in the back of the park was what they called World Celebration, where it was all the different countries around the world, and you would go through the different countries and experience the food and rides and shops and shows and all this and that. So but anyway, that's why Reedy Creek was built, because because EPCOT was supposed to be a city, okay, and it ended up not being, okay. But anyway, getting back to, I've kind of gotten off my point. So getting back to Test Track, this new Test Track reimagining, we really don't know anything about this retheme. We don't really know anything. I would assume that it's going to be kind of similar to Test Track. I don't know. We don't know if it's going to be a slot car ride. We don't know if it's going to be an Omnimover ride. We don't know. I would probably guess that in this day and age, they're going to make a thrill ride. I don't see them making a slow-moving dark ride. That's not what the people want nowadays. They want a fast speed. They want everything to be a fast speed thrill ride. So I think that Test Track would be it would remain a high speed thrill ride, sprinkled with the World of Motion in there. So I don't know. So that would be my, if I were to guess, that would be my hypothesis. It would be just it's going to be an updated version of Test Track. We just don't know what that's going to entail. So I just really hope that with this retheme that they're not going to make everything white and clean and spotless. That's the thing with all of these remodels, with Communicore Hall, Communicore Plaza. They've taken the charm out of these buildings and basically replaced it with white tile and white marble and very clean, very clear. And it's like, when these first opened, I would walk in and I'm like, okay, how many times am I going to walk into a Starbucks? Okay, that's the feeling. That's the feeling I get when I walk into these spaces. It's like, okay, how many times am I going to walk into a Starbucks? Okay, now I'm not knocking Connections Eatery. I really love Connections Eatery. I think it's probably one of the greatest quick service locations at Walt Disney World. My second favorite would be Regal Eagle in the American Adventure section, but Connections Eatery is probably one of my favorites because it serves a function. It's got seating, it's got charging tables for your phone, and the food is pretty good. It just reminds me of a Starbucks location, and the same thing goes with the Creations shop as well. It's like, okay, how many times am I going to walk into a building that Starbucks style? Okay, and I really hope that this World of Motion update to Test Track is not like that, because the pavilions have to look different. Okay, they have to be, they have to look different from each other. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why, I don't really care for, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, is because I walk into the building and it's like, okay, so it's the same thing. It's this, if you walked into the old Test Track, it's not the whole building, but it's kind of purple and dark and clean, and and it's the same thing with Cosmic Rewind. I walk in and it's like, again, it's purple, it's clean, it's big, it's got that Starbucksy feel, and it's like, come on, people. I mean, seriously, like, that's what we're building now. That's what you think people need. And, and again, going into Communicore Hall, and, I finally walked around that space, and it's like, again, it's a Starbucks location. It just looks like a Starbucks location. And it's like, okay, come on. I mean, do you really think that that's what people want? Is for you to build Starbucks locations everywhere? So it's, their building process needs to be better. It needs to be better, because I'm tired of going into these places and it looks exactly the same. It's clean, it's white, it's neat. It's obviously, you want it to be clean. I get that, okay? But, it's all, it's all white. It's all tiles. It's all purple. It's all, black. It's all, it's the same color scheme. And so it's like, can we get back to, making the, these different locations different? That's why, the different pavilions, like the Living Seas Pavilion, or the Imagination Pavilion, or the Land Pavilion, or the Mexican Pavilion, the Norway Pavilion, the American Adventure Pavilion, the France Pavilion. All of these pavilions have to be different. They can't just look all the same, because otherwise it's just kind of like, all right, seriously, we're all walking into a Starbucks location, and, so when I saw them build that new Communicore Hall location where they've got that Mickey and Friends meet and greet, I'm like, that building is an eyesore. That building is an eyesore. It's like, seriously, you got rid of the Mickey Mouse meet and greet in the Imagination Pavilion. You got rid of that. You gave them their own space, and it looks like a box. It looks like a box, where I'm going into a box to meet Mickey, Minnie, and everybody. So and it's the same thing with creations and connections, and it's like, come on, people, are you kidding? Okay, so it's like, can we make this? Can we make, when you guys do update, Test Track, when you start reimagining it, can you build the pavilion different? Okay, because I'm tired of walking into the same building. I'm tired of walking into Starbucks and everything looks the same, because it's very boring. It's very boring. It's very bland, and I really hope that Disney takes that into consideration. So that's, that's my 2 cents on the project. So, EPCOT is not my strength. Like I said, we never came to EPCOT until I became a pass holder. We never went to EPCOT. So EPCOT is not my strength. Hollywood Studios is my strength, because that was the park we frequented the most. Okay? So I have a emotional connection to Hollywood Studios. Okay? So that's why my videos for Hollywood Studios are going to be longer, and there's going to be more rants and honest reviews and stuff, because I have a more emotional connection with Hollywood Studios than I do EPCOT. Okay? So, once Test Track 3.0 opens, I can give you my honest review, my thoughts, my feelings, what I think is good, what I think is bad. But again, EPCOT is not my strong suit. EPCOT is not my strong suit. The other parks, especially Hollywood Studios, is my strong suit. EPCOT is not. So just be prepared for that, because I'm other than what I've seen in previous versions of EPCOT with Figment and the original Test Track and such, that's not my area of expertise. Okay, so I can just tell you, how I approach the situation. So that's my thought on this Test Track retheme and this whole EPCOT Reedy Creek thing. Many people have been, they're still asking me to do a video about Reedy Creek. I did give you a little taste of that. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a video about it. I'm not sure. That's, again, that whole thing is political. So, and again, in recent years, it's political. So I don't know. I may do it. I may wait until politics settles down after the election kind of settles down. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm not sure. But that was the idea for Reedy Creek, was, with EPCOT, Walt wanted to build a city. Florida said, we don't really have the resources for you. Walt said, that's okay, we'll take care of it. And then that's why Reedy Creek was built. That's why Reedy Creek was established. Okay? And we'll get, I'll get into the whole, political argument at a later date. I don't want to get into that now. I just want to talk about EPCOT and what I think about the Test Track retheme. I'm excited. I'm actually, I'm pretty excited about this retheme. I'm not sure what that's going to entail yet. We're just going to have to wait and see. But I'm excited. And right now I'm not really excited. So, in the beginning I was excited for the Hollywood Studios kind of Monsters Inc. land. Now I'm not. So I'm pretty excited about this Test Track retheme. I think it'll be a good idea, especially for people that have never been on Test Track before, and I've never experienced it. So I think the retheme will be a nice addition. It'll add capacity to the park, even though Test Track was still a very popular ride. So, it was, it added a lot of capacity to the park, because EPCOT doesn't really have any, like, they only have like two, high thrill rides, which is Test Track and then Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind. So that's, so EPCOT, when people complain about EPCOT because there's no, like, there's no, high-speed rides, that's, because there's only two of them. There's only Test Track and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So, we're just going to have to wait and see what this Test Track thing entails. I'm pretty excited. I just hope that they don't make it like, like another Starbucks location where it's going to be white, clean, clear. It's like it has to be different. It has to be different, okay? Otherwise, it just looks the same, and we can't have that, okay? So that's my 2 cents on the Test Track issue. Let me know how you feel about this retheme. Are you excited about this retheme? Let me know in the comments how you feel. So, thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. You guys, take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you real soon.